Hey everyone, let's make another Christmas soap. So after I have my soap base all emulsified, I am splitting off just a little bit into another container. And then for my larger batch, I am adding some charcoal powder because my first layer is going to be black. I propped my mold up so it's at an angle, and then I poured my black soap into the mold. Next, I'm adding a little bit of red to my other soap that I had set aside, and I'm blending that, and then I'm going to set that aside until my black soap has set up. After the black soap had set up, I am using my scraper to scrape the first part of the design in the soap. The red soap that I had mixed up a little bit ago, I poured into a piping bag, and I am piping that into the center part of my design. And then I'm using a scraper to finish off that part of the design. Next, I mixed up another batch of soap, and this one's going to be a lighter green. And then I propped my mold up at an angle again and poured in my green soap. After this layer had set up, I am using another scraper to scrape again. Next, I'm mixing up another batch, and this one is going to be a darker green. And the fragrance I'm using for this soap is a blend of evergreens and pines, and it smells like you're walking through a forest of Christmas trees. Now, when you use green in cold process soap, the colors morph and always play tricks with your mind. So I felt like it was still too pale, so I added a little bit more of a third darker color green to this soap batter. And once again, I propped my soap mold up at an angle, and then I poured my darker green batter into the mold. After this layer had set up, I am scraping once more with my final scraper for this design. And for some reason, I really struggled with this final scraper. I kept getting a lot of gaps, so I kept going back and filling in those gaps with soap and re-scraping over and over. Next, I am mixing my final batch for this soap, and this batch is going to be completely white. So once it's all mixed, I pour this into my mold. The next day, it is time to unmold and cut my soap, and I actually made 2 batches of this soap. Here I'm cutting my soap, and this is what the bars look like. This is my Christmas holly soap. These will be available in my next release, which will be Friday, November 25th, which is Black Friday. And the good news is these will not be on pre-order because by the time Black Friday gets here, these will have already been cured. So they will just be available for purchase on the 25th. Thank you so much for watching.